again. I hope everybody is doing blessed. I'm doing blessed and highly favored, and I definitely hope the same for you. And if this is your first time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome into my returning subs, my growing extended beautiful family. You know, it's just the comments y'all constantly keep dropping is really comforting me to the core, and I'm so appreciating y'all. And even when you're just bringing that beautiful vibe towards me, it's all appreciated. So with that being said, much love to all. Namaste, love and blessings, love and light, and many blessings are definitely coming your way. And if you have been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please like and subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when your girl's about to upload her next video. And if you're comfortable enough, drop me a line or two. I would love the chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me. Even if it's about the positive feedback of the content of my video, you're just up, tell me about your empathic gift, how it impacts your life, and head you towards a positive direction. If you feel the videos are very informative to you, give you good vibes, and good inspiration that you would love to share with a loved one, family, or a friend, or even a fellow empath that are going through trying times at the moment and just needing spiritual guidance or confirmation or validation towards life path or even soul purposes, please go ahead and share. And while you're at it, give your girl a thumbs up, like, and also share on your social media favorites wherever you see fit. Thank you once again for the love and support. I love y'all from the bottom of my heart, and I hope you're able to resonate with the content of my video. And before I say anything for about this video, let me wait a minute. Oh, let me put the background on there before I say what I gotta say. The background meditation music I'm listening to, it doesn't really have too many beats in it. It's just vibes it's giving off. So I try to at least have it to where I don't have to yell over the music, but I still want you to be able to feel um the positive vibrations while I'm doing a positive video. So the music that I'm listening to in the background is called Restart Your Life, Transform Your life forever with powerful frequencies, 444 hertz music. And I will post that link in the description box below. And Ashley Marie, if you are watching this video, um, I don't have Instagram. All I have is Facebook Messenger. If you want to get in touch with me there, we can talk there. You don't have to have the Facebook page to deal with the messenger. They're doing it now to where you can sign up just for one or the other or even both, and you can find me up under my name and let me know if it's you in case you have a different tag name or whatever. And you can use any of the posts that I place on here, or you wanted to share the videos. I'm not sure which one you were talking about, but if you want to do both, you can. And Julia Barton, much love to you. Hey, I open myself up to be a spiritual conduit, and open up my spiritual antenna for the whatever they want me to shine light on, because they desperately, the universe desperately knows the things that we need to have confirmation on, or just giving that friendly reminder when we're going through different times of our life and going through intense cycles. So that there goes my shout out for right now, in case I didn't say it at the end, so I had to make sure I put that in there first. But the video I am doing is called Twin Flame 101. Heyoka's projecting the warrior of darkness and the angel of light. And I was finding these pictures on I never went on Pinterest to get my pictures, and I actually seen this on one of those platforms on Facebook. Anytime I read something out loud, or I might be saying something in a comment, or just thinking to myself, and I get ultimate chills, I always write it down and say, okay, and just ask the universe to whatever, use my words, ask to send words of wisdom to what they want me to project in the videos, and just take it from there. But I found these beautiful pictures. I'm gonna start going on Pinterest and start getting those, because I was just like, and a screenshot the heck out of so many daggone pictures. I probably don't even have no more room. But we always, a lot of times, because I said I'm gonna start changing the way I say darkness, because darkness is not always something bad or evil, because those are the things we have. We're going on a spiritual path, and a lot of times it take us to a dark place in life where it has you um, basically confront the things that we ran away from, or we avoided, or we took a curve to, or blocked the shot. All those different things we endured in our lives. And a lot of times it puts you in your feelings when you listen, when things start to reoccur or resurface for you, or or it brings, a lot of times when these situations that we have been placed in, or even past situations that we placed in, to come to resurface. It's not for you to dwell off on, unless you're thinking about every negative thing you've been through. Like, you only can think of one thing, and then it carries on like a domino effect. We get our strength from those things. As I say, a lot of times, excuse me, I had an air bubble, whatever that is in your throat. Um, when we're in our dark place, we all have been there in our dark moments at times, and we really had to come to terms and being strengthened by traumatizing situations that we've been placed in, either currently or in the past, or even in our past lives, because there's a lot of things that we weren't able to do. That's the reason why we reincarnated and then had to come back again. And like I said before, all of our lives are merging into one, to be in this little this human suit that we're in. And a lot of times we go through different situations to where things is hitting us, and it's hitting us very heavy, and it's not for you to dwell on and end up becoming depressed about it. And a lot of times, since we're in that human form, it tends to take us down that multiple memories that we have held on to for too long. And it's just like, we all are aiming towards different blessings in our life. We're all taking our part in serving the mission of severing the generational curse, or karmic cycles and stuff like that. So it's like, when you're feeling everything is intensified, and it's for a good reason. It's just like, number one, it's not easy breaking things that has been passed on from generation to generation. We have had that chalice of drama, chalice of neglect, of anger, abuse, all these different things has been placed on our backs. And a lot of times you're trying to understand why you have these daggone backaches, because we hold a lot of heavy stuff. We do. I mean, it's like every morning, I don't even have to, like this morning, I didn't, last night I didn't exercise. I try to do it at least every day. But night before last, I didn't really get that much sleep. So I took that time out for myself. And when I say I slept, I slept. And then as soon as I get up today, I feel this big shift that happened. And while I'm doing my first video, I'm like, where did this come from? And it's just like I'm getting downloads and downloads and downloads. And I felt the vibration very strong at that point. Then I felt a shift while I was talking. That's why I was like, okay. And I'm just like, all right. I'm just keep talking or whatever. So, we get our darkness. We go into darkness for the things that we're trying to heal from, part ways with, cut cords from. And those things are reflecting not sadness, or just basically trying to remind you of something you went through, but it's trying to remind you you have the strength to overcome this if you allow yourself to have that chance. Enemy don't like that, because we got the best of both worlds. The darkness of ourselves, we have our little dark times, and those things that has taken place in our lives that you're not too fond of, or those situation really has traumatized you in many levels. Only you know what you're facing. And when you're going on higher levels, you will end up dealing with different levels. So these things happen, but it's just the way. Enemy doesn't like that, because a lot of times they study us, and I'll say they study us hard. And when you're dealing with something like that, they tend, like I said, universe and God, and darkness of enemy works hand in hand. A lot of things will come up that has really messed you up. And then it's like I put a community post up the other day. It comes in layers. It comes in increments. You may feel like you're over one thing, and you have really, set your mind to it, and mind at ease. And then next thing you know, something else comes back from somewhat of that section of your life, or those circumstances that you have went through. Then another different memory will come back that you forgot all about. And they just want you to clear that slate, and you're clearing it, but it's also reflecting to you, letting you know this has served that purpose. You had to let that go. And these are the things that you had to go through for those gift switches to be popped on. Like I said before, a lot of times I was like, I even had to ask the universe, why can't you just switch them on? Why do we got to go through some traumatizing stuff just for it to come on? But it's like your energy, your frequency is very intensified, because a lot of times we can have strong positive vibes going on. But sometimes that negative overpowers the positive, and it happens because you have dealt with so much, you have consumed so much. A lot of times you don't realize you have let things pile up. And when you have let it piled up and you haven't really expressed yourself, you didn't have anybody to really vent to, you tend to hold on all those things. And when it takes that right time to just want to snap, and when you're doing that, that's when the most, that all that energy is like, it's like bubbling, like it's like a pot that you don't put on full blast with a hot water in it, and then you hearing that, that top, or even those kettles when you get ready to have some tea and the thing, you don't make all that crazy noise. That's how our strength is gathered, because a lot of times we feel like, things are coming attacking us, things, it just seems like it's never getting better. But you have to understand, if you're sending that type of vibe out towards yourself, or if you're thinking about something that's so negative, that energy is very powerful, and you're projecting that out. Universe doesn't see good memory, bad memory, or good energy or bad energy. They just feel energy, they feel the vibes, and they're just sending back what you sent out. And it's just like that darkness that we project out, a lot of things will come at us. And it got to that point when I know I got tired of, allowing certain situations to affect me, and that, excuse me, oh, that feels so good. Boy, I've been holding that part. If you ever have a burp and you really trying to get it out and that mess hurts your chest. Oh, Jesus, that was very rude, but I do apologize. But I'm so glad that thing was over with. But, you become stronger in that darkness. And it's just, even though you have to be in the dark just to get your strength or find out what you're truly made of, you still hold that light, just because you're an angel. Earth angels and stuff like that have been on this earth, serving a purpose at all times. It's just like, it is, when I say that the title of the content, it keeps taking me towards the movie Constantine. How, I remember the preacher, I guess he was, heavy alcoholic, and he had that medium sense, like he can touch. Matter of fact, he had the quake gift. It's like he touches certain things, and or he'll read his hand across the paper and then just stop right where something was, like, really trying to get his attention. So, all of us, even when we have, we're these angelic empaths, we all have a dark part of us. There's times where it's hard for us to really endure what's going on, but that's where you get your fierceness from. It's like when you have experienced so many different things in your life, and it comes to that point where sometimes, like I said, the enemy doesn't like that. They study us well, and then they will bring certain people back into our lives just to see if we're still triggered. Even universe allows certain things to come up, because with these blessings that are about to place on you, they want to make sure you're emotionally and mentally ready for what they're about to give you. And they want to make sure, if we give this, because a lot of times we get frustrated when we don't get what we want. But a lot of times, what you want wasn't really what you needed, and you have to understand that. And I had to tell myself that too. I had got into that deep talk. It was like talking to self, and self said, and then you're trying to understand what was going on and why you haven't got what you got. And even though you've been walking this path, it hasn't been easy healing from the things that has been placed on you. The things that it was hard to part ways with, and allow yourself to just work on self, and everything else fall into place. And a lot of times you have to be able to find that peace within yourself, and knowing that there are certain things that has taken place in your life to really, really reflect the truth to you. And a lot of times the truth can seem confusing, not consuming, but confusing. And there will be things that comes back, and it's just like when people come firing at me with their insecurities, or as Heyokas, we rub folks the wrong way and they come at us. And it's at the point where I've had people hit the below the belt with me. I had people saying certain things to me, and a lot of times I just have to laugh at them. I say, I'll laugh at you before I beef with you. That's the big thing. I'll say what I got to say and then going about my business, or I'm just not going to talk about you at all because you're very relevant to me. But there's a lot of things people have tried to play on, and it would say things, and I'm just like, I said, if you really knew what my life was about and really know what I endured, what you're saying is not moving mountains for me. I would tell people that. I would tell people that, I've been called crazy. I've been told you need to kill yourself. And these are supposed to be the people that love my dad and stuff like that. You're like, what you telling people this, people gonna think you're mentally ill, right? If they do, they do. That's their opinion about me, not my opinion about me. Because how you see me and who I am, who me is only reflecting you of how. If you're seeing me as a negative situation in your life, even though this is my truth that I'm projecting out, that's talking more about you than it is about me. Even my dad was, somebody asked them, because they always say he was very weird on how they do stuff. It wasn't the fact that he was weird. It was like he was before that time. Nobody really understood that unless you're about that life. If you're not physically awoke and he's saying something to you, yeah, it's gonna sound weird as I don't know what to you. And it was just a lot of people, the closest ones that was like that with him, and they weren't spiritually woke. And when I came around, they were like, well, that does make a lot of sense on what you're speaking about, you know and he was way before his time. He's always carried that energy like that. He always has, and he was spiritually open like that. So it was just like I'm always, telling him I appreciate him, because there's a lot of things it was hard for me to see, and especially when he talked like daggone what's his name, Morpheus. I'm like, oh Lord, here we go with that matrix language again. But he started laughing. But it's very true about the things that go on in our life. Our darkness is our strength. you know Enemy don't like that, because enemy already know it's already set in stone that we're gonna win this anyway. We still come out on top, even the ones that, what did they say, what is last, what was first it was last, and what's last is first. There's a lot of things that has been done to you where you have been broken down, you have been mocked, you have been made fun of, because people, you're the energy you carry can be very threatening. Very threatening. People would envy you for that. I've had a lot of people tell me, I don't understand how you could go through this and still have a smile on your face. I said, look, there's times when my joy was stolen from me. I haven't got closure, but I had to be determined to find my peace. I had to do that. I kissed my darkness, but I console my lightness as well. I love what I do. This is like a very, very positive outlet for me, because it's allowing me to speak my truth. It's not for everybody. Everybody can't get that message. So it's just like when you're allowing yourself to be open towards things and being able to try to see things on a deeper level. It's not like I'm trying to convince anybody of anything. I'm just making sure you understand why certain things are taking place in your life. If it's not something that you want to, harp on or even want to care at that point, and you're good just, suffering like you are, that means you weren't ready for that message, but it was there. That seed was planted. It's just up to you when you decide to, go ahead and nurture that. And, it takes a lot to do what you do. And at times when I spiritually connect with people and I'm, virtually connecting with you, we're all learning different parts of our lives. And sometimes it's hard for you to grasp the concept of what has went down, things you had to be broken to bloom. And I used that as a content message in a video a few weeks ago. You have to be broken down to bloom. You would have been lost in translation or even transition if these things did not take part in your life. You cannot sit up here and get blessings from certain things that you're really wanting, and you just think it's going to be handed to you. You have to be a very good one. Some people get blessed like that. Some people get that overnight blessing like that. And a lot of times we get aggravated because we don't get what we want now. And it's just like, you never know what you're being prepared for. It's just like you have gone through so many things has been placed on you where other people would have probably not even made it alive for the things you have endured throughout periods of your days. Not everybody is as lucky as us, and at times we hate the things that's been placed on us, or we hate the fact we have not received justice for the things we've gone through. But you have to allow that. You have to allow yourself to change the way you look at things. Now everything is what it seems. You had to be able to go through this. That's why I call the people that has done these things to me is my reflectors. So it wasn't my family, it was my reflectors. They tried to break me down. They were sent in here to break me down to the fullest, and they did. But you know what? I had that bounce back game that was more powerful than what they tried to break me with. And that's the reason why they have to do that. They have to be that harsh reminder of things that's been laying dormant for a life for you to wake the F up. You know, you had to be able to dig deep and find that, because all the stuff that they placed on you, your truth was buried under all that. Your truth was buried up under all the conditions that they wanted you to be, which they wanted you to see yourself as. And that's why things had to happen the way they are. You know, and there's a lot of times that, you know, I've been in my emotions about certain things in my life that has taken place. You know, I'm still making peace with that. You know, you know, there's things where you feel like when God and universe feels that you have healed to a certain extent, and you are allowing yourself to see, you know, your glass half full instead of half empty. You know, when you're trying to say, I think I said that right. You know, I got a little dyslexic, but allowing yourself to see the optimist, and in situations where the pessimist is just constantly around, you know, and it's at times it's hard to do that. And it's just like I've said before, it's easy to be mad. It's easy to want to seek vengeance. It's easy to do things to others as is done to you. But where your strength comes in is, even though all those different things that came into your life that you're steady healing off of, congratulate yourself, because you are still making that effort to heal where what was hurt, you know, to heal what was broken, you know. You're doing these things, and that's why you project that warrior of darkness and that angel of light, because I mean, you are really reflecting some strength there. And a lot of times, it's even when I talk to people, I tell them what I need to tell them, but there are certain things I have to allow myself to stop where it is, because they haven't gone in full circle about the things that they did. They were guided towards me for me to be able to, you know, them to be able to learn off of me, and vice versa, me learning off of them, you know. And there's a lot of things that I can see in you, and a lot of times, you know, your enemy can see it. That's why they try to break you down so bad, you know, because they envy what you have. They wish they had the little inch that you had in your life. I've always been that type of person. I've been through a lot, but I try not to wear my feelings on my sleeve. You know, I used to work with people, and I say, you are such a beautiful person, but you're allowing your past experiences carry on. You carrying that like a, you know, like a badge of honor. You shouldn't do that, you know. Don't allow that to do that. I mean, not in a, you know, because there's a lot of times we should, you know, use our scars as a badge of honor, but don't allow that to be that honor to where you're seeing everything in a bitter way, or you're projecting everything in a bigger way. That's letting you know whatever you went through, you trying to harp that off on people that had nothing to do with it. And people do that, you know, especially when we deal with us, we get it a lot, you know. But you were sent in their lives for you to make that example, like, okay, I've been through all this, that, and the third, plus 100 times more, and I'm still trying to push out love. You need to be that way, you know. And that's the kind of reflection that you give out all the time. And sometimes it's not going to be a good day for you, where you just feel like, you know, I don't carry the weight on my shoulders, and I've been out here helping people, and I still got ish coming right back at me. You know, you can pray for somebody, and you know, the harder you pray for somebody, the harder they come at you, because they feel that prayer and they know why it's happening, because you got power within your words when you're trying to, you know, seek that peace when you have to deal with certain people that has really moved you in the wrong way. But you have to understand, I mean, you are strong. And a lot of times we're scared to venture off the things that has placed us on this path, but those are the things that's going to reflect the answers you desperately need, you know. And those are the things you have to endure. You know, I had to allow myself, okay, why did this happen, you know, because a long time, even though I accepted what, you know, those folks did to me, it, you know, it would get me in my emotions. I really cried, you know, because it was just like, I love my mom's ex-husband, you know, in a way I loved his wife at the same time too. I don't know how I did that, but you know, hey, yeah, hey, we ain't all perfect like that. But it, you know, and it was just like really hurt my heart. I'm like, Dad, I've been on this for a while, but it was like my emotions were still in my emotions, because it's like I would have never did that to them. You know, how can you do this to a person that you called your child? But you have to understand, you can't make somebody love you when they don't love themselves. You can't have nobody make somebody respect you that don't respect yourself. You know, I had to allow myself to tell my mom's husband, your father has died 10 years ago, and that man still has power over you, and he got all in his feelings. How you gonna say this? Because anytime you bring up your dad, your whole demeanor changes. You always said no matter what I did not, that man would never, anything I did to try to make that man proud of me, it was never good enough. And I said, now how did that make you feel? It made him hate him. He's like, as soon as I dropped out of school, went and got my GED and hit my butt to the army. I said, okay, when you knew that, how that affected you, how did you think that was going to affect me when you're pulling the same stuff on me? You're making me go through the same things that your father put you through. But the only big difference is me and you're no longer relevant to me. But I'm grateful that you showed me all the things that you really can truly do. There's monsters in your closet, but I mean, I always said that I had monsters in my closet, but the biggest monster was the one in the next room. But I'm appreciating everything that man has taught me. Because anything that he done told me to do, when it come to other people, he was basically telling me what he did to me and how to get over that. He didn't realize that, but I did. I was watching. I was observing. I wasn't absorbing. But a lot of times I had to put myself in that time of solitude to really really understand why it had to be out of all people, why it had to be somebody like that. But then it was just like that's where your strength come in at. People out on the street, see, the devil, because I had to be that one, to be that example, saying just because you did this to me, that doesn't mean I got to become you. I don't have to become the knockoff version of you. I had to really tell God. It took me a long time to not say I can't stand that man or whatever, but then I had to allow myself to know when you are seeing, he hated. The fact is, I had my biological father that loved me beyond all measures, and he hated that. He really truly hated that. And, he tried to break my dad. He tried to break me, you know. And then it was just like when I allowed myself to really do some deep diving on how I can allow myself to make sense of this concept for me to be able to heal. Because, and I would think I was healed, but there are certain parts of me, if there's something that came up, I forgot all about, or, something that was been reflected to me about things that I didn't fully get the whole story on, to basically confirm what I was thinking, I would get my feelings about that. But then I had to allow myself to say, when people out on the street do you some type of way, you'll be mad for a minute and then you'll get over it. But when it comes to a person that you really admire, you really trusted, you looked up to, that breaks you like that, and you're still living and you're still in your right mind, that's where your tremendous strength took place. Like my ex relationship. Any other time when I feel like something's uncomfortable, I get the heck out of that daggone situation real quick. But for me to do the ultimate healing, universe had to cut off all resources for me to be able to do that, because this is where my healing was going to come in at. I wasn't just getting it from my ex, from me dealing with a person for 21 years, or my mom's ex and his family did that. I had to really allow myself to really see what was being told to me. These people are reflecting to you. They broke you down so you can be able to see the raw, pure you. You were that scab that was picked off. Not to, give that nasty dang on, type of metaphor, but it's true. You had to have that ripped off for you to be able to heal where it was necessary for you, not to heal the way they wanted you to, because if they had their choice of matter, you'll be like a carbon copy of them. But you had to be totally opposite of that. I had to be able to allow the situation for me to be able to comprehend and me to find peace of mind. This person was put in my life to remind me everything they could never be, or everything that they saw in me that they didn't want me to see into myself. So I'm thankful for that. My ex, he had allowed me to help me love myself when I didn't feel love from him. I tried to, give love out from every way to make him happy, just for him to show me the love that I was pushing out. But I allowed myself to draw back and disrespect myself and put my happiness aside to be with somebody that didn't appreciate what I brought to the table. But then when I allowed myself to validate my self-worth to myself, I didn't have to, I went out there looking outside
happiness instead of allowing myself to make my own self happy. I went around people just to make myself feel important, but I had to cut myself off and went solo dolo. I had to go that way for me to be my own best friend. Though when you can allow yourself to look at your triggered situations as a positive impact in your life that reflected something you were scared to acknowledge, that's when your power comes through at a full course. And you'd be like, dog, thank you. That was so deep. I'll look at stuff like that. I've been, when I'm allowing myself to be open, it can be very scary. That, because a lot of times we try to avoid the truth by ignoring it. You can't do that, because anytime you ignore that and not allowing yourself to come to terms with it, it's going to come back full circle. And when it comes back in full circle, it's going to hit you harder than it did the last time. So you have to allow yourself to be fair to yourself. You know what you deserve. You deserve everything in the world and more, because you were robbed of that. And then when you're allowing yourself to take heed of what the universe is already wanted to show you. And a lot of times we get upset because these certain situations keep coming up, maybe because the fact is you need to still heal from them. And as well as while you're healing from those certain circumstances that you've been placed in, allow yourself to even go deeper, to be able to understand, if you did not go through this, how would you know how much strength, so I don't know where the heck that is, strength you have if you haven't been through something that you needed desperately to overcome. How would you know what your mental capacity is about determination from parting ways from things that's no longer serving you, and allowing yourself to see what that was? You had to really allow yourself to be broken down like that. And there's people that I'm connecting with that are recently finding out what their gift lies or their purpose is. And you're going through really bad, you know um dark night of the soul, or kundalini or ascension, or going through all those different things at the same time. Trust me, I know that is, I had to allow myself to say, you know what, girl, you are so strong, because you don't went through all this, and then you had to face the truth that's always been there, you know on top of grieving. Not just grieving for my dad that passed away, but that was the humongous part. But just grieving because I allowed myself to finally see the truth in a toxic relationship that's always been there. I just avoided it. Or being able to get the answer of my reflectors that abused me for so many years, and I'm grateful for all those things, because just for me to be able to face them, allow them to know, hey, I don't smoke cigarettes, I don't smoke weed, I don't even drink a glass of wine. I just don't do that. And and I needed them to know that, because it's like when they know I knew everything that you placed on my life, just to be able to live comfortable, just for you to talk down about me. They had to talk down about me because they didn't want somebody to see the beautifulness or the strength I had. They wanted everybody to see me like they seen me, and they envied that. And my dad was like, I understand why now they talked about you so bad, because you reflect that strength that they don't like. And and he's like, I'm very proud of you of that. So it's just like the universe is trying to direct you to that peace of mind that you truly deserve. You have always been that angel, that powerful being of light. You share it with a lot of people, subconsciously and unsubconsciously. And a lot of times it's hard for us to be able to face the truth, the positive truth about ourselves that's always been there. We're going through these things, you're facing it. It can make you feel like your world's like tumbling apart, but it is. And that's the best thing about it, that's not a bad thing, but it's all about how you choose to look at it. Yes, everything is falling apart from you, but that's okay. You're getting away from the deceit, you're getting away from the illusions, you're getting away from the lies. Now your journey is about all truth. That truth can be scary as I don't know what, but these are the things that's going to strengthen you in ways you did not see that was coming towards your way. Like I said, I look at all the things I went through. Yeah, it might put me in my emotions, but it allows me to put up emotions of gratitude for me to be able to see they did all these things to me and I still didn't break. They were counting Christmas on that. They were praying on my downfall, anything. Because it was just like when I sat with myself yesterday and I tried to figure out how long was this going on. When they knew my mom was in critical condition back in 2005, they knew. They rejoiced when they found out my mom died, because they know that I didn't have the full concept of how my truth was. So when all that happened, you were plotting on me then. You were hoping I would have killed myself because you already knew if my mom passed away and anybody that knew the truth that was willing to help me all passed away. So you felt like you were going to run with that and go ahead and make sure they were already counting their ducks before they can even do anything, you know. And it was crazy because it's like when I allowed myself to hear this, you know, visualize this. My dad had a song, Never Cast the Pearls. What is it? The swan, the pearls before a swine or something like that. I can't remember. And that was about my mom and my dad, you know. They were basically counting things, and you know, it's like never count those things because the child is not dead yet. You're doing things like, you know, you're preparing yourself for something, and it's not gonna go right, you know. But it was just like all these things has reflected my strength to a full capacity that I was just like, I was just dumbfounded, like, wow, really, this is what this was trying to show me. And then you have to allow yourself to see the truth in you. At times when we have broken down and people have talked bad about us, saying that you know, you're no good, you're nothing, you're this, you're that, and it was just like when they said all these things to you, this is how they visualized themselves, so they had to take that on you, you know. Then you have to understand when people do that, that they're broken and weak, because for people to get joy and happiness out of seeing other people suffer, there's something seriously wrong with you, and there are certain things that you really truly need to heal from. And you had to be that person that mirrored that to them, you know. And a lot of times, you know, darkness of enemies don't really like that, because you got best of both, you know. You have had that mean streak, you have had that darkness that you have endured most of your life. You were doomed from the womb. You know, so you got strength from that. But it's all about how you choose to see that, how you choose to break this down for you to understand, to give you that peace of mind, because you do deserve it. You know, it's hard going through these situations because you're having to face a lot of things. People are not understanding you. People think they worried about you, thinking, oh my God, they done lost their last mind. And, you know, you didn't lose your mind, but you allowed yourself to wake up and see things for what they truly are. And a lot of people don't have that type of mentality like that, because they want to be that carbon copy. You weren't here to fit in with them. You were here to create the world of love. You know, everything's falling apart because it's supposed to be put back together the way God see fit, the way universe seen fit. But we had to go through all these trials and tribulations for that to be able to happen. So I hope that you were able to resonate with the content of this video. I would love to give a post notification shout out to Type with me, and as well as Simone. Much love to you. If this is your first time stopping by the channel, welcome. It's so good to have you. If you have not already, please like and subscribe, share, give me a thumbs up. What else? What is it? Yeah. So I can give you a shout out. Like and subscribe, give me a thumbs up, share, tell somebody about the channel. You can share the videos, you can share the post. I don't mind. You know, if you're new to it, I always there in my channel. There's, you know, there's videos. What is it? Home videos and community. You go on community, you'll find all my posts, whether it has a positive impact or on somebody's life, or, you know, just a friendly reminder, especially when you go through a lot of dark situations. You just need that comfort to say, hey, everything is going to be okay. Funny ones, just for you to be able to laugh and mock, because we do go through some crazy stuff. And empath facts, in case there's something I find that, you know, I want to share that, you know, you need to know, and it can be able to help you along your journey. So if you want to get in touch with me privately, all I have is Facebook and here. So I know a lot of people are asking me, "Ooh, Roslynn got Instagram and stuff like that." I'm like, no. I know I need to go ahead and do it. People are like, "Roslynn, you can get your channel worked out on that." It's just all that energy is there. You know, it's already hard for me to even go on Facebook. I see certain things, you know, repost, or, you know, find me some thumbnails and I use there, or things that are, you know, gravitate towards my way that I need to speak on. That's the only time I'm on social media like that. Other than that, I'm usually here. So you can find me up under my name on the Book of Faces. You know, send me a short text saying, hey, you know, I'm a part of the Heyoka family, or I connect with you on YouTube, and, you know, and you just allow me to know the things that you need assistance on about your spiritual path, and I'll try, you know, everything I can, you know, to help you and guide you. If not, I will find the information to guide you towards the way to get the answers that you need. Anything we speak on is 1,000% confidential. It don't go nowhere other than where we talk about. So, you know, I hope you have a blessed, safe weekend. Be responsible at every single thing you do. Make sure you give out love, light, positivity, and prosperity words, vibes, and frequencies. You never know. All those things can really help somebody a long way. And I hope you enjoy your weekend. Much love to you. Peace and be wild.